Welcome home, welcome home. It feels good to be home. Welcome to the Life Coach Each One Teach One Reentry Fellowship in partnership with All of Us a Non-Kentucky podcast, where we'll be exploring the lived experiences of those currently incarcerated and formerly incarcerated, uplifting those stories, voices, experiences, along with those journeys to success. So get relaxed and join us as we uplift those voices. I am your host, Savvy Shabazz. Welcome back. Welcome back, Season 2. Welcome to 2024. I got a special guest in here. There is nothing better than to have some of my childhood buddies on this podcast, sharing their successes and sharing their stories with the criminal justice system. Can you state your name, brother?
Yes, sir. How's everybody doing out there? This is Todd Mitchell, currently and born in Kentucky.
P-Town? Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. P-Town. He said his name is Todd Mitchell. I met him as T-1.
T-1.
I met him as T-1.
I can't shake that moniker, man. This is what it is.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I know, I like I said before, and just to show y'all how things work, he has a podcast too, and I was just featured on his podcast last week. You see how magic works? You see how we work together? This is community. This is a collaboration, right? You know what I'm saying? I want his podcast to be successful. He's looking out for mine. But yeah, I'll be on your podcast. This is how it has to work, and this is how we got to work. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey with the justice system, man. How did you get involved with that justice system, man?
Absolutely, man. It was actually, most people are forced into it through financial circumstance and shit like that. Now, mine was actually a choice. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I give you a little bit, little history. I don't know if a lot of people know this or not. I actually I lived in South Bend, Indiana. Okay, my parents divorced when I was 5, so that's why I traversed between the two states. So I really call myself a Twin City resident.
Okay.
South Bend, Indiana. What's going on up there? You know what I'm saying? And of course, Purdue, Kentucky. So when I was a kid, I went to school from kindergarten to the 8th grade. Well, almost to the 8th grade. I'll tell you about that. But to the 7th grade I was the only black. It was a private school, Christian school, quote unquote. That's why I seen the least Christian activities.
At the school.
At that school. Yeah, it was a horrible experience, you know what I'm saying? But the education, basically what I got from that was that you just discipline yourself. Anybody can educate themselves. It doesn't have to be a special regimen or a special school.
Can you repeat that again for the people in the back? You said anybody can what?
Anybody can educate themselves.
Big applause for
You
that.
just have to maintain that discipline. And that's what I extracted from that, that experience. But I would never recommend putting your child or a loved one in a situation where they're the only black. That is not like, people are always talking about the better education, blah, 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 but it is not a good social environment for that child. But anyway, so going into the 8th grade, I actually got put out of the school because the teacher said if Ty's going to be in my class, then I quit. Because if he tells the kids to do something, and I tell them to do something, they're going to do what Ty says. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I get put out of there.
So you was a leader, huh?
I was definitely one, and I had to be because I had to compete academically.
Did you know it though? Did you know you was a leader at that time?
I didn't think I had such a negative influence up until that point.
Gotcha.
Or it was seen as so negative, but I was, a polarized figure, not only just being black, but also being able to afford the school and dress the part, because, back then, this was like late 70s, early 80s, you know what I'm saying? And there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity, for blacks back then.
Yeah.
And both of my parents, unfortunately, both had good jobs. So my childhood was excellent. I'd do it again. Even with the ass whoopings. You know what I'm saying? I'd do it again.
Yeah.
But fast forward, get kicked out of there, ended up going to Washington High School, graduated in '91, and then permanently became a resident of Paducah when I was 18 years old.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it was at that point, like I'm down here, and I'm seeing. This is before I even get involved in anything. But I'm seeing all these young dudes riding around and, nice cars and all this, and of course I come from a city that was based in drug activity, so I seen the bigger drug dealers, having the Lamborghinis, and all these foreign cars and all these other assets.
Hold on. In little small Paducah, you were saying it's like a big city?
No, I'm saying the South Bend.
Gotcha.
I was exposed to that. So when I came down here, it was a microcosm of that.
Gotcha.
Young folks, big rims, big tires, big chains, big pockets. But what was more tantalizing to me about the game down here was it didn't come with all the other bullshit. As far as like folks waiting for you to come home, your family tired of, nobody was jacking, nobody was getting robbed.
Yep.
Everybody could, if you had money, you could act like you had money. You didn't have to worry about, somebody plotting on your life for your money. To me, there's nothing lower. I would hate to go to heaven or hell over money.
Yeah.
So,
I got definitely agree with you with that, man. That's one thing I said I would never wanted to die for was some money. Yeah.
Man. So, so I try my best not to live for it as well. You live by the gun, you die by the gun.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, you look at, the ease of the activity, and shit, I was just drawn into it. And what I would do though, because I used to like to gamble, so it's always dice games around.
Always. Big shout out to the dice games, man. I learned a lot during those dice games, man.
Learned a ton. You know what I'm saying? But there was never anybody present with weed.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, we always got to send down for this and that. I'm just gonna start getting, an ounce or two, or just keeping some sex with me. When these bud boom, I got it right here. Okay. So that became a thing, and I know you remember back at one particular point in time, I was the bud man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of them, because there were a few.
But I like getting mine from you though. I always trusted it. And I always knew it was good.
It's gonna be good. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Because I put that extra mile. You know what I'm saying? I want to set aside my people. You know what I'm saying? But the money was good, but I noticed that those that sold that white shit, it was triple what I was doing. Back then, that's when the crack epidemic was just starting to take root. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was, oh man, it was a thrill. It was a thrill both ways. You get high both ways. Like, of course, the fiend or the purchaser, I don't want to call them fiend, but there was common.
Hey,
it's just common.
Call it what it is, man. We just spoke about that, man. When we went through that war on drugs and the epidemic, man, my family members and my loved ones was called dope fiends. Crackheads.
You know what I'm saying?
Rock stars.
Rock stars, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, they get high, but the drug dealer also get the money. It's a high. Getting them that quick, fast money is a high. So everybody's addicted in this game. You know what I'm saying? And there wasn't treatment for either side. It was all corporal punishment.
Man, it was some treatment. Long prison sentences. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years for trafficking in a controlled substance, cocaine. Yeah.
I remember it had to be hard crack cocaine, because there's always been that difference between the soft and the powder and the hard.
5 grams of crack cocaine would get you the same amount of time for 500 grams of cocaine.
Of cocaine. And you think about it, it never made sense to me, besides it being a race thing, because the crack is more diluted than the cocaine. The cocaine is pure, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we add things to, you know what I'm saying, the heart. So
you definitely would know, wouldn't you? Because I've seen you in action in the kitchen before. you actually inspired me to become a chemist.
I mean, but you know, you had to back in those days. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to get some money. You know what I'm saying? It was commonplace to take, you know, 4.5, make it 8, make it 9, whatever. If you could stretch it and still have the, you know, the relevant potency. You know, it was some of us back then in there who just didn't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Or basically say you a bag of cooked baking soda.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. Big booze out to the baking soda guys, man.
Big
boo.
Yes, sir. I mean, but it was just that draw, man. And like I said, you know, I had a relatively easy childhood, comparatively speaking. You know what I'm saying? And the appeasement of getting money easy was the draw for me.
It was an attraction. So let me reel you back in. Like, so how did you get involved with that justice system, man? Your childhood was great. Your family moved to Paducah. You seen everybody doing this and that. You became adapted to the dice game. You wanted to be the weed man. It sounds like you maneuvered over to become the white man, as I say too. So how did you get involved in the justice system, man? I mean, you had all these tools and stuff as a child. You had a great childhood. What happened?
Like I said, you know, anything that happens bad or good in your life is due to the decisions and choices that are made. You know what I'm saying? So I chose to take that shortcut, you know, because everybody sees at that particular point in time, like I always thought that I would never, ever stop selling. You know what I'm saying? So, but my very first time that I actually caught a case, I was at UK. You know, for those that don't know, I got a finance degree from UK. I got my MBA from Murray State. You know,
hold on, 1 second.
Yes,
Could
sir.
you please repeat that? You got a finance degree from where?
From UK, the great University of Kentucky.
And you got another master's degree from where?
From Murray State.
I wanted you to say that again so people can know the importance of education too, right? So you've mentioned self-education, but now you got a liberal education too, right? So it sounds like you're a pretty smart guy. And I give you credit. I tell people all the time, man, when I talk about people that influence me and some of the smartest people I know, your name always comes up.
I appreciate that, brother.
So how did you got your degrees, and how did you get involved in the justice system, man?
Like I said, the very first time that I got into trouble, you know, with drug activity was on the campus. Well, I actually lived right off the campus in UK. There were some brand new apartments that were completely furnished, you know, cable, everything. Dishwasher, washer and dryer, 4-bedroom, 2 baths, basically a condo. And that's where I caught my first case. I made a couple transactions right outside of UK's campus, you know, which you know that's within 1,000 yards of a school.
Yeah.
So essentially, you know, you already know the game. You know, I was already whatever, so I was able to afford an attorney, and I guess he was able to make the necessary payments. You know, which is a money game. You know, it just really is. The legal system is a money game, and basically they pleaded it down to a misdemeanor, and it was with me having to give up the rights to get my discovery. Most of the discovery, I had to give that up, and I had to give up $3,500, which it took, and not try to get that back. So that was my first start. That was my first encounter with the justice system, and I was on probation for like maybe 2 years. Never violated, never got in trouble, you know. And I continued to live that life. I still smoked, still sold, still went to school, you know. So that's where my journey began.
Gotcha. So I never knew about that journey. Like, man, I thought you was up at UK, man, being a genius, right? And what you are, right? I'm thinking about the time I woke up, man, and came up on the strip, man, hoping to play some dominoes and get some money with my guy. And your car was sitting there, man, and they said you was gone. And I told you it was really boring after you had left, man. And we, you know what I'm saying? I'm just curious about, what was that journey like? You know what I'm saying? With you being in the justice system, man. It's your second time, so how did that affect your family, man?
Yeah, now let me tell you, this is it affected us, and I think about this all the time. Believe it or not, this really was it was a vital time in my family's growth and unity and unification. I actually have my mother and my cousin down here now. Okay. And I had just went up to the set. I'll never forget this day. We're all sitting outside. I came home from school. We're all sitting outside in the back. I'm throwing some meat on the grill. I said, hey, watch this for a second. I'm going to run up here. I don't know, $1,500 real quick and come on home. Okay. So I get up on the set. If anybody knows anything about Paducah, the set was where, everything took place.
The set. If you was about that street, you definitely have to know about that set, right? When I was little, man, it was called the corner.
It's called the corner, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And
big shout out to the set, man. Big shout out to the set.
Don't forget, you gotta throw happies in there too. Gotcha. But anyway, like I said, I get out. As soon as I get out the car, this day is as vivid as my memories of yesterday. As soon as I get out the car, because I had parked in the back of Dawson's. As soon as I get out the car, the police are coming down the street, and everybody's walking inside Dawson's. Okay? And I'm like, man, fuck these motherfuckers. I'm not finna run for these motherfucking pussies. Not knowing that they had a motherfucking agenda. So when they get out, right, when they get out, they walk to me. So they seen me, I had, spit out into the street. Well, he walks behind me about 4 or 5 feet and finds like 5 or 6 pieces of crack. He said, I just seen you spit. This is wet. He said, you're going to jail. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I was wrapped up before I could even get that last K out that word. You know what I'm saying? He already had the cuffs on me. My mom's down here, my cousin's down here, so they don't know for hours what the hell done happened. I'm down here locked up in jail. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing about that, when I got in the car, I noticed that the camera was rolling. And I told him from the back seat, I said, you said that shit was wet. He said, we're gonna get DNA on that son of a bitch. And so I ended up going down here getting one of the, best attorneys, quote unquote, at the time, Will Couch. I hate I even said his name. Scrub, but he's fucking dead. You know what I'm saying? But I went and got him, and we ended up beating the case basically because of what I said, about the DNA. So they tested it, didn't have any DNA on it. Case was dismissed.
Yeah.
Funny thing about it, caught another one 2 weeks later. They were on me every day.
Yeah, man. I remember that, man. So you went in, man, and you come out. You did a couple of months, laid it down, man. You come out, man. What was your experience in there, man? Like did you see the parole board, probation? What was that experience like, man?
I actually did not. I actually didn't. I was in there maybe, I want to say 10 days, 2 weeks before I was able to get the bond money together and get out. And so what I did experience was Wayne. You remember Wayne, don't you?
Cocaine Wayne?
He would take the shower, you know what I'm saying? Hit that thing, he be in that shower 2-3 hours.
Yeah, man. We call him Cocaine Wayne. Old boy.
Old boy, yes sir.
Yeah, we got old boy. I've been Wayne when I was a little bitty kid too, man.
Yeah, so but what I tell you what it was though, it was so dehumanizing, man, because the people in there, you got these folks that you see out on the street that work in the jail. You know what I'm saying? And it's so funny because they want to speak to you when they see you, but when you're down, they don't want to treat you like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was so funny to me. Just like I know you seen what happened the other day. And this is just a little side note, but where that guy jumped over and jumped on that damn judge.
I seen that.
To me, it was funny because they're so disrespectful when they talk to you. She could have just merely turned him down and said, because of your record, I don't think probation. But no, you're gonna get a little taste of something.
That action,
that
action that he took was actually a thought that I have had several times while going through the system, man. So while you was in, man, what 3 books, man, like did you have access to, or did you ever ran across that you could throw out to everybody, man?
If there are 3 books that I would suggest people to read. The very first one, one of the first books that I actually fell in love with was Black Boy.
Black Boy.
Yes. I forget the artist. I forget his name is Richard something, but I actually read that book in a day.
Yeah.
Okay. So, less than 24 hours. That book, I just couldn't even put it down. Richard Wright.
That's his
last name, Richard Wright. Enthralling book, man. Also, I would suggest How to Eat to Live, just to get some sort of basis of clean eating.
Yeah.
And some sort of idea, for you to try to. People don't realize how important diet is.
Is the author of that book Elijah Muhammad? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad? That's what I thought. Yeah, I remember reading that book myself.
And I'm not a religious person at all. You know what I'm saying? But I try to take the good out of everything that I see. Yeah. If I can find the benefit, I want to use it, take it part of, make it part of my repertoire.
I'm skipping through a little bit, man. From your personal experience, and I know you got a lot of friends and family just like I do, man, that's been through this system. So you've seen it too, right?
Yeah.
Man, what resources or services do you think people need that we need once we release? What wasn't there, man? But you got homeboys coming home every day, man. And every
day.
What are you seeing that's missing out there, man? What resources and services is needed, man?
We need preventative measures.
Yeah.
First, to even prevent us from going through that. But once you get out of jail, the main thing is the money and how everybody treats you when you're like, okay, I've done my time now I'm ready. But now you can't get a job.
Yeah.
And it's like it's almost set up to, make it a cycle, because how long are you going to go without eating?
I usually say we got about 45 days to get that person employed, housed, and everything that they need before they go back to. Exactly. And that's based off of me. I know me.
And I was just going to say now, that's actually, I'll say 30. If most folks don't see a change in like 30 days, and you go out there and try to, and the jobs that are readily available for felons, that's so back-breaking, nobody wants to do it. You know what I'm saying? They're so averse to a long life and a long, healthy life if you do this type of employment that, it deters a lot of people from even trying to work, man.
Yeah. Sustainable employment, man. Livable wages, man. Just some of the things, man. Like you and you got people in here, man. We fighting with the involuntary servitude campaign, trying to get that slavery clause removed. And that goes, man. I remember getting paid, man, 63 cents a day to do work that I should have been getting paid $25 an hour to do, right?
Yeah,
man. Give me them 2 songs, man, that you played through your head. You might not have a Walkman or a tape or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But what's that song that will play in your head, man, that would get you up and get you going every day once you released or while you was in, man?
Well, when I got out, because the longest bit I did was 6 months. Okay.
Yeah.
And when I got out,
again, I gotta say, I said it on your podcast too. It was boring while you were gone, man.
Man, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We like to have fun. And I don't think people get enough credit for the camaraderie.
Yeah.
That was, like there was a time like we'll never get those. Nobody would ever go through that or grow up like that again, and it's almost sad. I wish it could have been based on something more eternal than drug than illegal activity. You know what I'm saying? But there's no when you're looking for resources to do positive things. There's not a place for us. When I say us, I mean black folks. Not trying to demark anything, but there's no place for us to go get money.
Yeah.
Enough. They give you just enough to get started, but not enough to stay afloat. So it's like
it can get real tempting out there, huh?
It's like even people that are doing legal things have to sometimes supplement it with illegal activities.
Yeah.
You understand what
Could you
I'm saying?
repeat that one more time?
Even people that are doing legal things have to sometimes supplement their income with illegal activities.
Yeah. My biggest question, man, with this podcast as we start going toward the closing, man, with everything.
The last book, Race Matters by Cornel West. That's the third book. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What's the name of the book? One more time.
It's called Race Matters.
Gotcha.
My mother used to make me read 30 minutes every day, no matter what I was doing. So because of that, I became I read everything.
Man, my biggest question, with everything we just discussed about your background, everything how you grew up in the system you went through and what that was like, man, what are you doing now?
Right now, I'm a proud member of the International Union of Operating Engineers. Basically, we operate heavy equipment, cranes, anything that you see in the construction that's mobile.
Man, let me give you an applause for that, man. Like,
I appreciate you.
That last word, engineer.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta give it up for that, man. And I can't say, man, how thankful I am, man, to be able to have known you well over half of my life. And to get a lot of the jewels and a lot of the books and things that we got and shared, man, just from playing video games and cracking jokes, man.
Lord.
So here it is, man. Could you tell us one more time what you do, man?
I operate cranes as a member of the International Union of Operating Engineers. So Local 181 covers the whole state of Kentucky. A little bit of Southern Indiana as well. Proud member. So,
man, once again, I can't say thank you enough for coming into the space. Thank you for joining the Life Coach Each One Teach One Reentry Fellowship in partnership with All of Us a Non-Kentucky podcast. Welcome home. But we have again explored the lived experiences of incarceration from the experts of formerly incarcerated people and directly impacted people. Join us every Thursday for a new episode of Welcome Home. You can contact us at lifecoacheach1teach1.org for more information. Big shout out and thank you to all the supporters and all the listeners. You are appreciated. And remember, no one rises to low expectations. Until next time, I am your host, Savvy Shabazz.